started.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Shift. I hijacked the microphone from Callie and Heather this week for launching us. And these guys don't even know actually what tonight's going to bring. Because I said, I have the plan, but I'm not going to tell you much of the plan because I want it to all happen naturally and I want no rehearsal and no script. So you are getting a rapid fire panel tonight, but not just, we're going to take it a little bit further than just the business because it's important that in our journey and in our Scentsy business that we recognize that we are people, not just consultants. And for the most part, most of us, we're women, right? And we got some guys on here, except Vance, you're not on my first screen tonight. That is so crazy. It's like a first. Wait, is he here? Oh, all right.
Either.
Okay, yes. Second screen, but that's weird. It's always on my first screen. But anyhow, so before I tell you anything else, I am going to start us off by asking our question. And the question that I have for you guys tonight, and we're just going to go, we'll go in this order for the whole time. So it'll go Callie, Jen, Heather, Jill, Jody. Because I don't think JP joined us yet. So you guys will always answer in that. You are after Jen before Jill. Jill, you are after Heather. Jody, you're after Jill. Okay, Callie, Jen, Heather. I love it. You guys are the best. Okay, what is the road that led you to Scentsy? That's the very first question. What is the road that led you? Callie.
Okay, so it's kind of a twofold thing here. So my family actually had we still have another business, and it's a private, we do custom items for other people. And so we've had this business for years and years and years. And I actually was in college in Northern Utah, and my best friend was in hair school at the time. And she brought home a catalog, a Scentsy catalog, and somebody at the school was doing a party. And so I said to Mom, oh my gosh, there's all of these things that I want for Christmas or to give as Christmas gifts. And she said, you know what? I think I've actually had somebody come to me and want us to do a private item for them. So let me reach out and see if they're willing to trade for Christmas. Now, if you know my mom, she was the queen of trading. If I ever went to a show with her, we had to trade for everything that we could ever want. She would buy it. You had to go trade for it. So she reached out, and then she actually reached out to our sponsor, Dorothy Thurman. And Dorothy ended up putting in all of the bags a specific flyer. It's not compliant today, but that flyer grabbed Mom's attention and she ended up joining. Well, fast forward, I was still in college. I got married. I was on my own little path. A fun fact a lot of people don't know is I was a consultant on my own and I canceled and terminated. I couldn't even tell you what my consultant ID was, to be 100% honest. And then several years later, it was actually in January of 2000. Well, it was actually September of 2009. Mom was like, I can't do this on my own. You have skills that I don't have, and vice versa. And so she brought me on as her assistant and then her business partner. And now as she's, semi-retired, I would say 95% retired, and I run the business. And we are one of the only thus far that have truly lived the Scentsy option of legacy, which a lot of people aren't aware of. One of Orville and Heidi's goals is a legacy family business, and being able to build a business or start a business, bring on your family, have them work it with you, and then pass it on to your children. And so that's how I got here.
Love it. Thank you, Cal. Jen?
Okay, so mine starts with, you guys have probably already heard this, I had a Pampered Chef party every year around Christmas time, and the Pampered Chef lady told me that I would be really good at selling Pampered Chef. And I was not a cook, and I was like almost slightly offended that she actually thought that I would want to go into people's homes and sell stuff. So that's part A of the story. Part B is we actually met the friends that we hang out with right now, like our three closest friends. We met them back when my daughter Caroline, who is a senior in high school, when she was a toddler, and They all had way more money than me. They all had super nice cars. They had campers. They went out to eat at the fanciest restaurant on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And like, they bought nice bottles of wine and they like did all these things. And here we were living paycheck to paycheck. And we literally, I always just thought that that's what you did. You have your full-time jobs, you pay your bills, you save all of your money, and you hopefully get to go on one vacation a year. And so that's what I had always thought. But then I was exposed to this whole new way of life. And I was like, well, why can't I have what they have? Like, I could do that too, possibly. So it all stems back to the Pampered Chef Lady, which made me Google home party businesses. And boom, I made it happen. I get to live the life my friends live.
I love it. You joined by Googling. It's perfect.
Joined by
Heather.
Googling.
So I was a military spouse that was very hungry, money hungry, seeking success is what I would say my journey was. I was someone that my role in life was a daughter, a wife, a mom, a college dropout. I literally had 3 hours under my belt. So I was not really that cycle of the lifestyle that I wanted to live, that I had been given by my parents as a little spoiled little bee growing up, kind of. And so I liked nice things. And so I really wanted the lifestyle. And it's not easy to have that being a military spouse, as y'all know. I mean, I think I'm still paying on milk from 1999 on a credit card, probably still. It's probably the most expensive gallon ever. But I was hungry for it. And I was on the direct sales, a multi-level marketing hunt. I'd been with 12 other companies. I was doing 2 other when Scentsy found me. My Aunt Sue told me, I think you'd be great at it. And I was willing to take a chance because it was that mentality of I'm just going to keep joining to see when I'm going to strike it rich, big with all of these other companies. And I was with Stampin' Up for 10 years and it's not the same. It's just not. And that's kind of where I was at in my journey when Scentsy found me.
Love it. Thank you, Heather. Jelly?
I don't even know. I moved to South Florida from Maine, and I like summing it up quickly. I was working as an executive director for my boyfriend's company. It was a financial services company. And I went to school for marketing. I always knew I wanted to be in business or run my own business, but then the path turned into that same relationship that I was in turned very bad very quickly. And because it was his company and his family all worked there, I was searching for community, really. Like I just started joining companies. I didn't even know, like I pulled Pampered Chef out of a hat because they had been around forever. But I spent most of my time not focused on having parties or growing the business. I would be in the little forums and just talking to people and making friends because I was I was home by myself. I was depressed. I was sad. I didn't know really how to get out or what to do. So I was just looking for community. But as I did Pampered Chef, realized really quickly that I hate cooking and I hate cleaning cookware and I hate doing any of that. So then it turned into a few others and a few others. And then lo and behold, Facebook, I saw a nightlight on Facebook and I had 3 dogs and hated the idea of my house smelling like dog. And so I ordered the mini warmer. And as I was ordering it, I was like, well, what is this? Is she selling these? And ended up ordering a kit and hiding it. And just when I was home one night, smelling all the testers, and his partner actually said, bring it to the office, who knows? So I brought it to the office and, people started saying, I don't know what that is, but it smells amazing. And I said, this is pretty cool because I don't actually have to sell. I could just share how excited I was about it. And from there, it turned into my exit strategy, and I got my own apartment and got out of that mess. And it started as not even looking for anything except for friendship and something to clear my mind, and turned into something completely different that changed my life. So all from a Facebook post.
Love it. Thanks, Jill.
Mine is a bit different. And I'm sure you guys, many of you have heard it before, but my mom went to the Scentsy party for my sister-in-law. And she's like, you gotta host a party for her. It'd be nice. And I'm like, I don't go to those things, let alone I'm not going to invite my friends to those things. I was completely ignorant to really what direct sales was and what the opportunity was that it held, because I always knew I wanted to be my own boss. I don't like to take direction. I know that's surprising from other people, But I just didn't know what that was going to look like. So I was doing in-home daycare because then I could at least be home with my kids. I could, wasn't paying somebody else to raise them while I worked, made next to nothing. So that made sense to me. And so I finally gave in and did a party for my sister-in-law, but I did cancel it. I didn't invite anybody because, again, I'm not into these home party things. And then I felt like a big bag of poop, and I finally did one, and it was fun, y'all. It was good. I was like, oh, this is fun. This is, I got a Scentsy warmer and some fried ice cream, but it really wasn't, the magic didn't strike me until I got my order in, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, I was a diehard Yankee Candle lover, and I'm not knocking them. They're still a great company. It's just different, right? I could buy this $5 bar of wax that you're telling me, and it smells up my whole house. Like, holy crap, why doesn't everybody know about this? And that's when the light bulb went off for me. And it wasn't until like 7 months after I joined that I realized I could actually like really make money at this. And well, I mean, it was before that when I first started, I just thought it was going to last a little bit. Like, oh, I just made, a couple grand. This is great. It's going to fizzle out. And 7 months into my business, I was like, I didn't do much, but I still made a paycheck. And that's when it really clicked. Like, if I do more, I make more. And ever since that moment is when I was like, well, I've got to do more because I want to be my own boss. I want to be able to afford pizza for my family. I want to be able to not feel guilty when I can't pay this bill, but I want to really buy little pet shops for my kids, right? I just didn't want any of that. And so Scentsy, finally it clicked in my head, like this is an opportunity, but I have to do something with that opportunity or else it does nothing for me. So basically my mom begged me and ta-da, 13 years later, I'm still here. So.
And thank you, Jode. Callie, how many years? How many years?
Just, I don't know. It's December 31st, 2007. So however many years. It's been a long
So-
time.
14.
14
You're
years.
almost 14. You're going on. You're
Jen?
going to be 14. I just had 13 last week.
13. Happy Scentiversary. Heather?
12.
Billy?
12.
Jody?
Just celebrated 13.
And I am 13. I'll be 14 in a couple months.
And Jamie's 15 in October.
Okay. Can you even fathom that in a direct selling business? Besides the fact that every Thursday night you get to hang out with people that will be spending their life here. The average of us is over a decade. That's unheard of in direct sales. So if you needed that reassurance that Scentsy is the it thing, there's some more reassurance for you. So let me tell you what we're doing. And thank you for those initial questions, you guys, or the initial answers. So I was interviewed a week ago by another superstar director, and she came at me with questions. She didn't give them to me ahead of time, and it was a really, really great conversation. And it gave me the idea that we really have power. We, as Scentsy consultants, have power to not only push product and to sell product and share product, but we have the power to change people's lives. And so I decided that I too, because I have access to a whole different pool of people than the SSD that had interviewed me, and that I wanted to do this too. And so I started a series. It's on my YouTube channel. If you want to follow it, great. This is not a commercial for it. This is just giving you the background on tonight. It is called Inspiring Women Inspire Women. And today, the very first interview was posted on the channel, and it's with Colette, one of the founders of Scentsy. And when I approached her about it, I said, I want to interview you. And of course, people never tire from hearing the Scentsy story and how it got started. I mean, it's pretty incredible that her and Kara came up with the idea in July of 2003. And by October, they had a business. And by March of the following year, their business had been bought. Like, that's unheard of in a small business. That, a lot of people go into small business and it takes 10 years for it to even have any kind of brand recognition before anybody even has an interest. I mean, if you ask Colette, Scentsy was supposed to happen. There was a plan for Scentsy. Scentsy was supposed to find Heidi and Orville because who better to take this baby and watch it grow? And so, but I said to Colette, when people ask you for anything, they want to know about Scentsy. And I'm coming to you saying, I want to know about you. I want to know about the girl that is involved in starting this company, not just, hey, Colette, tell us again how Scentsy was started. And we did do a little bit of that because the groundwork is important. I hope that people outside of the Scentsy world watch these segments because women, again, Vance, forgive me, but women have the ability to be powerful for other women. And so tonight, that is what I want to do with these ladies who, in my mind, are my mentors, are my inspiration, are my peers in this business that remind me why I keep going and why I keep doing what I do. And often we are so caught up in how somebody runs their business that we lose sight of who they are. We lose sight of who the person and who the person behind the business is. So what's really cool is in that first question that I asked, you got 5 different, because I didn't share. But you got 5 different stories, 5 unique corners of the universe that these ladies came from, but found their way to Scentsy. 5 very different stories, and these women have been here past 10 years. And that's powerful. So I want to ask you, so jot down, and I'll tell you a couple times throughout this, to just jot down this question for thought-provoking and reflection for later. But when's the last time you shared how you got to Scentsy with someone? So I want you to think about that. When is the last time you shared what brought you to Scentsy? What road led you to find Scentsy? Okay. Then I want you to write down the second question, and Callie, then as soon as I ask it, it's coming to you. Don't overthink this question. I want you to write down, what do you love? What do you love? All right. So that you understand what I'm going for, I will answer this question. Okay. I said I was going to send it to you, but what do I love? I love fall. I love Halloween. I love decorating for Christmas and Halloween. I love campfires. I love fireside chats. I love people. I love things that make me excited and feel invigorated. I love being productive because then I feel like I can be everything I need to be for everybody else. I love that my iPhone is a computer that I can lay down and do most of my to-do list from. I love Scentsy. I love traveling. I love pizza. And I love crafting more than I ever make time for. And that's, oh, hi. I'm like, who is sneaking up the back? All right, Callie, go. Tell me what you love.
So what do I love? I love my people, whether it's my Scentsy people, whether it's my family people, whether it's my nieces, my nephews, like my husband, obviously, I guess I should throw him in there, right? I do genuinely love to be with my people. I'm actually an introvert, but I love to be with my people and to socialize in that aspect. And that's the first thing I thought of when Melissa said, I love being around the campfire, right? I love to be around a fire, having an adult beverage, hanging out with my people and just laughing and making memories. I don't do it as much, but I love to actually go to the club and dance. Like, I am not a good dancer at all, right? But I do love to go to the club and I love to dance and I love to bust a move and make a complete fool of myself, do the wobble any chance I can get. I love food. I genuinely love food of almost any kind. Thai food. I took Jamie and Heather to a Thai food restaurant. Now Jody's a fan. The other two's not so much. Jen, she curses Thai food probably now because of me, but I love me some Thai food. I love to travel. I love experiencing new places and new things that I would never get to typically, unless a lot of times it's been Scentsy that's taken us there. And I like to get to enjoy the foods that are there within a certain parameter because I also don't want to eat anything crazy. I love water with lemon. That's what I drink all day, every day. So if you see on my cup, it's always water with lemon. And I love to just make memories. I love firsts. I think that's the best way to put it. I love firsts.
I love that. Thank you. Jen?
Okay. So, I love to coach. I love to teach. I love all of that. I love to lead by example. Like I love to try to set a good example for people. Like I've literally since when I was a little kid, I was a Sunday school teacher for when I was in third grade, I was a Sunday school teacher for kindergartners. I started coaching when I was in fourth grade. So I have coached since fourth grade. And when I was finally able to get a job with little kids, cheerleading, whatever, I just coached anything that I could possibly coach. So that is actually why I love Scentsy so much. So it makes me so happy to work with people and hopefully try to inspire them. I love to inspire people. I love to try to set a very positive example for people. I kind of already said that. Like that's kind of my goal is I like to show people that, you know what, you can be positive. Even when everything is stacked against you and when everything is thrown at you, you can find the good. You have to work at it. And once you get really good at it, you can continue to do it. I love kids. I love kids a lot. Love kids. And I should just pause because I love kids that much. I love to travel. Like I am living my dream life. I filled up a passport because of Scentsy. Traveling just makes me so happy. I want to hit every single continent before I die. I've hit 5 thanks to Scentsy, I think. Travel. I love Greek salad. It's probably my favorite food. I eat Greek salad almost every single day. I love tea, like tea. I'm all about tea. Give me all the teas. I love chai, lattes. I allow myself, that's my tea every day. I have 1 chai latte every single day. Grande no water chai with nutmeg from Starbucks is my thing. Although I also love Dutch Bros. I always say brothers, but I know it's bros. And we're going to Idaho next week for Superstar Director Summit. It's the only time really that I get to have Dutch Bros. And it's called Christmas Morning. And it's about 2,000 calories. And I love it. I love wine, but I love tea more. I don't know. My mind just went blank. So I think that's where I stop.
I love it. Thank you. Heather.
Okay, well, I wrote all mine down and I couldn't stop writing because I love so many things. Okay, this is what it is though. I love escape rooms. Like for my birthday, I went to 3 back to back to back. I can't even find one in the Houston area. I haven't done yet. I love vodka with 3 limes and I leave the limes in my cup. And when I refill it, 3 more limes go inside because when the little piece of pulp comes through my straw, it's like a present every single time. And I love exploding in my mouth. I love experiences. I love food. I love Christmas. I love designing Christmas trees from one little idea to wherever I want to create. I love Chick-fil-A unsweet tea. I have 4 every day, not a gallon, 4 cups because I love the styrofoam. I know I don't recycle, sorry, or I do recycle Scentsy boxes. I love getting mani-pedis. I love decor. I love good people. I love Killen's carrot cake. I love my family. I love a good laugh. I love eating out. I love crafting, fun, making memories. I love accomplishing a goal and pushing for more. And I love that I still want more to this day. Like I'm not satisfied ever. I always want more. I love that about me. I love the sound of an ocean at night, not during the day because I hate sweating. And I'll start doing this. If I start sweating, it's wiping my sweat off. I love Nordstrom Rack, Hobby Lobby, Target. Give me a good bargain. That's all I have.
And we love you. I love how you delivered that. We're going to come back to that. Okay, Jill.
I was just thinking, I don't want to go after her. This is so entertaining.
Okay, but now bring it. Bring your love list, Jill.
Oh my gosh. I never used to love mornings, but I love mornings now. I do love mornings. I love Maine because I'm from Maine. Everything about Maine I love except the cold. So that's why I'm in Florida. I love the beach. I love everything learning about health and fitness. And with that, I love to learn. I literally love reading and training. And that's why I love TikTok and Reels because I love all the how-tos and I love the hacks and it's my guilty pleasure and I'm entertained by it. Home decor and travel. And I love, love, love football, of course. And with football, really entertaining and just having people over. And like Melissa said, fireside chats and being outside and having a frosty beverage, weekends away. I love, especially through COVID, I've loved staycations and going around Florida and just being at different places and enjoying everywhere. my animals, and I've learned to love a good nap, quiet time, one-on-ones with my friends. I actually, this year's been weird, but I love Zooms with these ladies. Like, it fills my cup to the 100th degree. This year, for some reason, it's been less and less, just everyone's been busy, but really, like, some of those times and moments and just listening and being inspired has given me everything in some really hard times. Christmas and decorating and wine and just organizing. Like, organizing's my guilty pleasure, where I can have the messiest room and it helps me not think. FaceTimes with friends, and just I love a good coffee, although I can't really have it anymore. So I've been learning to enjoy, like Jen said, a chai, and just embracing alone time. Like, I used to think it was weird to like being alone, but sometimes I just like being alone. All holidays, Target, home decor, home goods, all of those fun things. And Thursday night shift, I absolutely love.
Okay, I'm gonna try not
Thanks,
to be
Jojo.
distracted, but I have a very naughty puppy behind me who is into literally everything. So I was gonna write mine down like Heather, but I can't listen and write things down. Plus, this one gets into everything. But my most favorite thing in the whole wide world to do is to laugh. I love laughing, and if I am not, I can't even. I don't think it's normal how much I like to laugh. Like, and if you really get me going, I hate my laugh because it is obnoxious. Everything about me shakes. The sound that emits from my body is unhuman-like, and it's very embarrassing. But other people like it. But I love to laugh. I love to be with good friends. I love to be myself. I spent too much of my life being somebody else. I am who I am, and I love to be with real, authentic friends who make me giggle a lot. And if I can do that on a boat, on a lake, or around a campfire, that makes me even happier. Love all of those things. Obviously, I love dogs. I love French bulldogs. I love fragrance well before Scentsy, and that was just like the cherry on top for me. I don't have to use incense and Yankee anymore, so there's that. Give me a taco all day long. But even more than that, take me to Houston so I could eat at all of Heather's restaurants, because they are my most favorite places to eat. And today I said to Heather, when can I come to town? I need to go to Killen's, I need to go to Gringo's, and I need to go to Lupe Tortilla. I don't even eat out in my own state, but I'm going to go to Texas to eat out. I love going to home office. For me, home office is better than any vacation I've ever had. It's better than Disney World, and I love Disney World. But home office for me brings me peace. And I think because, sometimes girls can be mean, and I kind of had that, growing up. I don't have that so much with Scentsy. So I love when we get to come together like that, and at home office, Tallulah, Jean, at convention. I look forward to those times the most. They just bring me a lot of joy. Even sometimes I dread them because I know they're going to be exhausting. I still love them. I think that's pretty much everything I love. Laughter, number one.
So what I love is when you ask that question and you get it answered. Because how many times have you asked somebody a question and their answer is, oh gosh, I don't know. I like a lot of things. I'm boring. I don't know. How can you be passionate about anything if you're passionate about nothing? So I challenge you, and we challenge you. I want you to build a love list. Did you hear Heather's delivery? She is excited about everything that she loves. If she can tell all of us about the things she loves in that way, she can tell people how much she loves Scentsy in that way too. With the same enthusiasm that we share our love for things, we should be sharing our love for Scentsy. And if your love for Scentsy isn't as passionate as your love for iced tea, then you need to make an adjustment. But I'm serious. You have to make an adjustment. Something isn't right then. So you have to dig and find what you love so you can find your passion, so that your passion speaks through everything else that you do. Here's the other reason you have to find your loves. Because there is a reason, not a reason. No, there is a way to incorporate your Scentsy business into everything you love. What do I mean? See, we don't take off our Scentsy hat. I'll tell you, the 6 of us do not. We don't take off our Scentsy hat and put it on a shelf so that we can go have our iced tea with lemon or our water with lemon. We don't take off our Scentsy hat so that we can go to the dog park with our dogs and mingle with other dog owners. We don't take our hat off when we go pick up pizza and we're not prepared to talk about our business if we run into somebody we haven't seen in a while or somebody that asks us for a catalog. So your Scentsy business should be on your love list. If it isn't, we have a little bit of work to do. But if your Scentsy is on your love list among the other things that you love, then it needs to all entwine. Everything you do should be met with the same amount of passion. If you aren't passionate about it, why are you doing it? Because if you're not passionate about it or you don't enjoy it, then it's just taking your time away from things you are passionate about. But if you don't know what you're passionate about, you have no idea what is taking up time or what is what. So when somebody asks you next, what's the road that led you to Scentsy? And somebody asks you next, because you never know when that'll be, what you love, you should be able to find that passion to tell them. That's the purpose of that question. Okay? So in a very quick response, tell me, why do you stay here? We've been here for 11, 12, 13, 14 years. Why do you stay?
Stay for the community, for the people, the relationships that I've built. I can't imagine traveling with anybody else.
Jen?
And eating.
I'm quite sure we're probably all going to say the same thing, but yeah, same thing. The experiences, this is why we stay. This.
Same thing, community, growing myself, being surrounded by people that I absolutely love and that I'm going to get to love in the future that I don't know yet. And I don't want to be anywhere else. I'll always be here.
Jilly?
Same thing. I can't imagine being with other people, and I just all the same, growing and just being around people that are smarter than me, do things better than me, inspire me to be better every single day.
Love it. Jode?
I am a better person because of Scentsy. I don't ever want to go back to not being a better person. I try every day to continue to be better and grow. And I'm going to say it, I'm also here because the money's really good. And I get stash is always really freaking hopping, you guys. I'm never without.
And I love that you brought it up. I didn't tell you to not say money. But I will remind you that each of you that said community and the friendship and the reason why I'm here, we also get paid to do this and we love it. Yeah, we all do Scentsy for some money. We all do. Some of it, it's become our income our household relies on. For some of us, it's our play money. It doesn't matter. We get paid to do this. We get paid to travel with our friends. We get paid to hang out with our friends. You guys show up here on Thursday nights partially because you're hoping you'll leave with a nugget. I can't read it. It's backward pants. I still can't read it. Anyhow, we see, now I did that and now I lost what I was going to say.
The bonds we make.
The bonds we make. It is the bonds that we make. But we'd be lying if we said that it wasn't a little bit about money. But the majority of the time, what comes before somebody says the money is the enrichment, the fulfillment, the purpose. That's what comes. And that's the community that we've built here. That's the community that Scentsy was founded upon. That's the community that continues. That's why you have leaders that have been here for 10 plus years. Here's the other thing I want to remind you of, and I say this a lot, and I need to say it even more. Never, ever, ever assume that somebody is not interested in this business. There is a superstar director who's a millionaire, not because of Scentsy. Her and her husband sold a company. They have plenty of money, more money than they know what to do with. And the first 3 consultants that approached her to sell her Scentsy didn't offer her the business because They knew she didn't need the money. The fourth consultant that sold her Scentsy said, "Why don't you do this? Because you love Scentsy." And she said, "You're the first person to ask me, and I have been looking for something." She's a superstar director, and she does it because of the fulfillment. Never assume because somebody is financially well off. Never assume because somebody has a demanding full-time job. Never assume that somebody isn't cut out for this business because you don't know what they're missing. You don't know deep down what they've been searching for. You also don't know that at home she has a very, very bad life she's trying to escape from. And Scentsy can end up being that vehicle for financial dependence in a community of women that will protect her. This business has the magnitude to be something so much greater than a stupid little starter kit and your assumption that somebody isn't made for the opportunity. So I want you to always remember that what you have to offer is way greater depending on who you are offering it to. But it's not for you to make the decision on who you offer it to. That's why you offer to everyone. You offer it to everyone, and if they tell you no, you just got good practice for the next time you ask someone. Okay? Okay. So, next, amen. Callie says, amen. I want to know, taking it not so deep at the moment, are you a morning planner or an nighttime planner for your next day? Setting your intention, morning or evening.
I don't plan at all.
Love it. Okay, no planning. You wake up in
It's
the
a
morning.
goal. I'm working on it, actually.
Where's the wind gonna blow me?
Right.
Okay. Jen?
I'm a constant planner. I walk around with a list of everything that I need to do. And when the page is full, everything, and I love highlighters. Like I am a highlighter, love highlighters. And when it's highlighted in pink, it's done. And then I just bring it to the next page, but I just do it as I go.
I am the exact same. Morning and night, I am constantly planning, constantly crossing stuff off my list and adding 3 things just as fast as I cross one off.
I'm nighttime. I make sure every night my desk is clean. I write my list to do my top 5 things that I have to do the next day. Because if my list gets too big, I get overwhelmed. So at night it's top 5. If I get those next 5 things done, then I can add more, but I have to get 5 done at a time. It's my rule of 5.
Love it.
I kind of do both. Thank you. But I like to brain dump at night because that way, if I don't brain dump, even if it's not things that necessarily need to be done the next day, but they're just ideas, maybe for training or something, I have to get them out or else I forget them. I don't know how that happens overnight or I just like, I can't sleep. So, but I do make a lot of lists and they're always in my phone so I can check those off. And I can't function without lists on list. I need them.
Love it. Okay. The best compliment you've ever been given. It's important why you know the answer to this question, you guys. So I hope you're writing all of these questions down to ask yourself. It's important why you know this.
So I recently got the compliment that I'm bossy. And I think of that as a compliment because the person that gave it has their own issues, but it means that I'm getting things done. I'm delegating and I'm learning to, while I can help get things done, I can't do it all. And it's helping me learn to delegate. And sometimes that person doesn't like to be bossed, right? They don't want to be the delegated. And so, yeah, that's probably one of the best ones recently, but there's a lot. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to process that.
There will be one that rises to the surface.
I think mine now I'm a person, it's funny, Melissa's an off the cuff person and I'm a thinker, but if I had to say something right now, it's that I'm successful. I like when I've been told that by a few people who I've looked up to or whatever. And when I hear that, I'm like, okay, that makes me feel accomplished, I guess.
The greatest compliment, I think it's 2 things when I think of just on the spot. My mom, like that I'm a great mom and a great daughter, number 1, personal life. 2, when when people recognize that you are selfless and that you put yourself in do for others and that you are a great person and a kind person, that is the best compliment that's ever been given to me, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here on this earth. And it's because of my mom. So it's twofold. I am a reflection of her. And so that's the greatest compliment that I probably could ever receive, as long as I'm staying on track of helping people and being kind.
Love it.
Right. Mine, this has probably been said a long time ago, but it was actually just said to me last week again by a couple superstar directors, is that they love my energy when I'm talking about something that I love and that I'm willing to share what I've learned with other people. And that's been my biggest thing, is because when I was trying to get out of that awful relationship, I had to learn on my own, learn everything on my own, and make a ton of mistakes, signing up for other companies, being all over the place, like learning social media. And I just vowed that everything I learned, and I remember back in the beginning days of Scentsy, there were certain things people wanted to know, and it was all like hush, hush. No one wanted to share their little secrets. And I vowed never to be that way. If I had the blessing of being able to be taught things, I always wanted to share it with other business owners so that they could get to the next level faster. And so a couple of my close friends reminded me of that last week, and it's been at the forefront of what I've always wanted to do. So I love that they recognized that and reminded me that that's truly what I love to do, is help someone get to the next level fast and share everything that I know. It's not a secret. It's more beneficial to share with others.
Love it. So true, Jill.
Hmm.
Best compliment, Joe.
I love this question. It's hard. It's a hard one. So if I was to answer it for personal reasons, and it can go either way, it's I've always been complimented for my honest passion. Very honest. I don't mean, I'll say things that need to be said in any given situation. So usually we'll just leave, honesty is where it's at. And then as far as a customer, somebody who made me cry recently because of their compliment, was that they had gotten some happy mail, very unexpected, super horrible day. And just opening that mailbox, she sent me the longest message of, how grateful she was and what a small token can do, so knowing that I did something so small and in some people's eyes meaningless was so meaningful to somebody, it made me cry, because I was like, all I did was stick a little bit of happy mail in, and it really impacted this woman's day. And I just think that was a great compliment, on all levels. So that's what I'd say.
And I need to add,
can I change mine real quick? Okay. I just have to say, I think mine would honestly, the moment I had to think about it is that I'm real. Like, I think that's the best compliment somebody can give me, because it means I'm being authentically me. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be anybody else than me. And I don't want to portray anything else. I just want to be real and authentically me. And so that's, whenever that compliment is given, you're real.
That's what I was trying to say, but it's like, I want to be loved for who I am, not liked for who I'm not. So you will either love me because of who I am and my honesty, or you won't. And it can go either way, and that's okay, but I'm still going to be me and be the best I can. And that's my compliment.
And to add to your resume of compliments, you are a loyal friend to the death. You are a loyal friend to the death. So we struggle a lot with self-talk and it being positive. And the best place to start when we have a hard time with positive self-talk is being conscious of our greatest compliment. And that's the perfect place to start. So if you know what your greatest compliment is, that's something you can play over and over and over in your head to start practicing your positive self-talk. Because that's a real thing. Whether you believe you can or can't, you're right. Your mind is a funny, funny thing. It can talk you in and talk you out of anything. But if your self-talk is beating you down, how do you expect to not be beaten down by everybody else around you? In order for you to be good for everybody that needs you, you have to be good for yourself. And the best place to start, because when you ask somebody, talk positively about yourself, they'll say, I have a hard time talking about myself. I don't want to sound braggy. I don't want to sound conceited. In fact, I thought Jen was actually going to say, to start off, This is what other people say about me. This isn't what I would say about me. This is what other people say. I'm just saying, because we have a hard time tooting our own horn and being misunderstood as conceited or braggy. But when you're confident and your positive self-talk is in alignment, you're not braggy. You're a really good demonstration of how we should carry ourselves, of what a healthy mind looks like. So I want you to think about the greatest compliment or compliments that you've ever gotten. And that's where you start your reiteration to yourself every single day that you are good enough, that you can kick ass in this business, that the sky is the limit, that you're a great hugger and an awesome friend, and you bring value to the world and you bring value to your family and you put dinner on the table. Whatever it is that you do, it's powerful and you need to remind yourself of it. And a great place to start is, what is your greatest compliment? Today, when I asked Colette that question, she said the greatest compliment she's ever received was when Heidi Thompson called her the Walt Disney of Scentsy. Because Walt Disney used to sit on the bench and watch the kids play, and that's where his idea, that's where his vision of Disney World came about. And if you have been around long enough to know that convention that we had when Heidi and Orville talked about it starting on a bench, because Colette sat next to Orville and it started on a bench. And as Colette was taking her seat after being on stage, Heidi said, "Colette, you are the Walt Disney of Scentsy." I mean, how could you have negative self-talk after a compliment like that? But we have to keep these compliments in the front of our brain, not filed away. Okay? So, to take us, because we're approaching the end, what do you want to be remembered for? And remember, this is a legacy business. Your Scentsy business is a legacy business. It doesn't end when your time here does. You have the ability to pass this business down generations. I really hope your business outlives you. So what do you want to be remembered for? While you're
that's
thinking,
a deep question, huh?
yeah. So while you're thinking, what do you want to be remembered for? Because that is what should steer you on your path.
Mm-hmm. I actually took a training years ago, or in the last couple of years, that brought up a similar question. If you were looking back at your life, or you met yourself on the other side and you lived to the fullest potential, would you recognize yourself? If you took all the options and the yeses, what would that look like? And that was also one of the questions. If you were looking back at yourself, what would you want to be remembered for? And what you are being remembered for, is it what you intended? And it's a hard question to answer. In the moment, I think ultimately I'd want to be remembered for making a difference in others so that they can see their potential, right? Because if I don't show up as my real and authentic self, I can't help others do the same. And our potential is by us living to who we are with our goals and what we want, and ultimately where we want to be, but also doing it in an authentic and genuine and kind way where others feel inspired because they get a good feeling. It's just, you just make others feel good.
Thanks, Cal.
Okay, so I think I want to be remembered for my hard work, because what's funny is sometimes you don't know where a person comes from. Like, I didn't grow up with anything. I know a lot of times people think, oh, Jen's always had it easy. And no, absolutely not. Like, my family had nothing growing up, but I worked hard. I made the choice. I don't use excuses. And I think those are the things that I want to be remembered for, that I choose my path in life, and I'm not going to use the excuse of nobody gave me anything, because Nobody gave me anything ever, zero, or Eric, neither of us. We have never been given anything. Everything we have, we built ourselves. So I want to be remembered for that hard work, for that never giving an excuse, and for, I guess that's it. I don't even know how to put that into words, but I hope that makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Mine's pretty similar to Jen's. That I never gave up, that I gave 100%, that I gave everything I've got into everything that I want to care about: my family, my life, my marriage, my relationship with my son, my business, my church, my relationship with God, whatever it is, I gave it my all, right? I was kind and I helped others and I was impacting others in a positive way. And kind of like the saying, what would Jesus do? If I'm dead and gone, I want you to go, what would Heather do? Random act of kindness, pay for the person's order in Chick-fil-A line next. So that's what I want to be remembered by, is you doing a random act of kindness. Because what would Heather do? Not that I'm comparing myself to Jesus, but it's that saying, wait, that's kind of hard to figure out. What would Heather do? WWHD, the end.
You're so fun. This all wraps around. So many times I've been coaching people and it breaks my heart when people will say, I have nothing to offer, or when I'm talking about social media, I have nothing to talk about, or nobody wants to listen to me. So I think that if I were to be remembered, I'd want people to say, she helped me build my self-confidence. She helped me realize that I do have things of value that I can share with people. Like, I want to help lift even one person up to a level where they're like, yeah, I can do that. I can be someone. I don't have to think that I'm less than. I can't say enough. I've heard it probably 1,000 times that I don't know what I talk about. Scentsy is all I have to talk about. No, you don't. You all have something of value. And I think I've preached that every time I talk to someone about social. It comes up all the time, but in life, every one of us has something to give, something to share, something that's going to impact someone else's life. So I think that it's just, I would want people to know and people to impact people by lifting up every woman and man, if I can, their self-confidence even just a little bit, so that they walk into the face of the world with their head up, face the world and smile and realize that you can take on anything thrown at you. Absolutely anything.
This is hard. So if Melissa had asked what's something you hate to do, I would tell you I hate to be deep and I hate to talk about feelings. I hate to cry, but here we are. My heart is racing so fast and I don't know why. God, this is stupid. I'm so sorry.
Not stupid. Don't apologize.
Like, I'm so nervous. My hands are sweaty. My heart's beating and I can't. I, like Jen, I grew up with not much. So I worked really hard to get where I am. I hope I leave a couple of things. I hope my kids know that no matter what, even if they're the only person standing in the room and standing up for what they believe, they need to never back down. They should always stand up, even if, like I said, they're the only ones. I hope that I've taught people that I've come in contact through Scentsy that, you have what it takes. You have to dig deep sometimes to find it, and you have to ignore the mean people, including yourself, if you're really hard on yourself, like so many of us are. And if you think that you don't have the confidence, you're not confident to do it, find the courage to go out and do the things that you want to do. If you want a better life, if you want a vacation, if you just want to buy pizza for your family without guilt, then do it. Find the courage that you have, find the strength that's somewhere inside of you, and go out and do those things. Don't let yourself or anybody that's around you stop you from what your potential is. Because had I listened to those people, and a lot of them are family, you guys, and we know this, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have these people, these memories. I wouldn't have all of you. I wouldn't have an endless Scentsy stash and supporting my family and so many other things, all because I decided that no matter what, I wasn't going to give up. And so many people give up. And I want everybody I come in contact to realize, like, just don't give up. Just keep pushing, dig deep, and there's so many other things, but that's enough. The end.
And I don't think that I have to then sum up the reason for tonight's call. Ending on that sweet, sweet note. I've glanced at the chat. I've seen some of the heartbreaking things that some of you have said. Jill's talking about me. She's talking about a lot of people, but she's talking about me because I came to her and said, Jill, I don't have anything interesting to share on social. I'm just me. So if I even feel that way, I felt that way. I owe so much to Jill. A year ago, she was at my house. I had 1,600 followers on Instagram. I hit 3,000 today. I know. Boo. Golf clap. But for everyone, there are struggles. Everyone's struggles are different. Things that we overcome are different. Realizing and remembering and reiterating to ourselves that the magic happens outside of our own comfort zones. You have to tell yourself that all the time. I know some of you said, I'm not ready. I have doubts. I doubt myself. I'm not ready to talk about my experiences. I'm not ready. Then this is your permission to start. This is your permission to make that change. There are people out there that can relate to your story, I promise you. And when you have decided you have overcome the adversity you faced, that is when you will impact somebody and change their life to overcome. If you are in a wheelchair, then by God, you should be sharing how you are able to be a business owner and work your business with a hell of an uphill climb. Because there's people out there that can relate to you. There is an entire population out there that is underserved, and you have the ability to use your business as a voice. Trust me when I tell you, I have consultants that can't hear and cannot see on my team. And I'll tell you what, they're doing damn good. Because it's a choice to do damn good. It's a choice to use that disability as an excuse. It's a choice to use that disability to their advantage. You have a choice. There's always somebody out there that has it worse than you, and there is always somebody out there that is so willing to take your spot. So I challenge you tonight, and maybe you have to hear this call again, and it'll be recorded and uploaded. But I really challenge you that if there is something that struck a chord with you tonight, I want you to dig deep, figure out why it struck a chord, and figure out how to change it. How can you grow from tonight? Because we never stop growing. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for bearing with us tonight. Thank you for letting you guys, my dearest, bestest friends, thank you for letting me put you on blast. Because you proved a point tonight. And it's the point that I knew you would make without you guys even knowing. We have the power to be powerful. Thank you for always shifting with us, you guys. This is the best community. Have a great long weekend. And sell the shit out of some Scentsy.